You've heard of wordle. You've heard of hurdle. You've heard of semantal. You've even heard of redactyl. But have you heard of Murdle? Murdle is the latest viral variant that has you poring over evidence, dissecting testimonials, and piecing together the puzzle of whodunit. For the longest time, I've always considered myself to be the perfect candidate to be a detective. From being a filthy teen growing up on social media and being able to find just about anyone on Facebook with very, very little clues, I'd always considered myself to be adept at finding out information. I even performed this skill live on a stream where I used information that I already knew about my viewers and one additional clue to see if I could find them on a social media account. And I was able to locate all but one individual. The only reason I didn't get that account was because their privacy settings were set so that they couldn't come up in a search. I'll get you one day. I'd say that's an outlier. At the end of last week, I did my first Murdle with a group of friends. The case of the Scorpio at the counter. And with great difficulty, I managed to complete it in 16 minutes and 51 seconds. Knowing that my skills were not up to scratch to become a great detective, I decided that for the next week, I would do the Murdle every day, along with the mini Murdle, noting how long it took for me to complete each of them. And if by the end of the week I improved my skills enough, I am tasking myself with completing an online detective test to see if I am, in fact, a great detective in the making. So day 1, the mystery of the single cufflink. This one had a lot of people, locations, and weapons, but was fairly simple. No witness statements and no lies to uncover. I was able to complete this day's Murdle, 9 minutes and 12 seconds. I'm feeling immaculate, nothing can touch me. Amazing start to the week. Day 2, the calculated case of the golf club. I decided to try the mini Murdle first, in case it would give me an edge on the main Murdle puzzle of the day. I wanted it to warm up my critical thinking brain, get those juices flowing. I think that because I did this, I managed to complete this one very quickly in a mean 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Feeling amazing, feeling like I can do it, feeling like this is my calling. 2 days successful, only 5 more days to see if we can continue this fantastic streak. Day 3, the smell of vanilla rum murder. I didn't even complete the grid fully before I knew who the culprit was, who the smell of vanilla rum was associated with. Was it because I was becoming a great detective, or was the puzzle just easy? Only time will tell. I completed day 3 in 3 minutes and 44 seconds. It was at day 3 that I had a thought.
I'm afraid I've been thinking.
A dangerous pastime?
I know.
Maybe it might have been useful if I had tried a detective test prior to beginning this challenge, just to see where I was before and see how the growth would be shown later on. But hopefully by this stage, with the numbers coming down and the ease of the Murdles becoming apparent, that my skills were proof enough that I was improving enough to be able to complete a detective test. Day 4. The case of the no longer living security guard. Now today was the day that I finished The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. My brain was in an absolute fucking tizzy. I'm telling you. My brain was whirling. And because of this, I fucking failed. The first day of the week, I failed. I felt defeated. Just like the first Murdle I did, it had testimonials. The testimonial I grounded myself in was unfortunately the lie. I'm chalking this up to being delusional from my book ending, and not that I'm getting worse or was never good to begin with. I wanted to approach tomorrow's by doing the mini Murdle first again, because I definitely think I needed the warm-up. Day 5, the case of the single fiber. After the events of yesterday, I was rattled, to say the least. Dreams of becoming a detective was slipping from my grasp. Started with the mini Murdle. Cleared it with ease. My confidence was coming back. I could see a positive outcome in my grasp again as I moved to the main Murdle. No testimonials. Fantastic. My downfall was no issue for today's test. The twinkle in my eye was restored. I completed this one in 3 minutes, 39 seconds. Day 6, the mystery of the murder beneath the luxury sedan. Nearing the end of the week, I was in high but apprehensive spirits, for this was the second to last Murdle, but at the last moment, with my whole grid completed, again, I failed. Again! How? I was truly lost, truly never to be a detective. I was scrambling. The last day was arriving and I had no idea if I was going to succeed. I should have just given myself more time. I'm fumbling. I dread to think what my true calling could be, if not a detective. Day 7. The case of the murdered drunk Fletcher. The final day of challenges was upon us. Rattled from yesterday's crushing defeat and discombobulated from finishing Baldur's Gate 3 at 2 a.m. the day before, after a month of playing every single day. Knowing that I failed after finishing my book, it's safe to say I was nervous. To my dismay, not only was today's Murdle massive, but it also had testimonials. My weakness. Spent 17 minutes last week on the Murdle just like this and managed to succeed. I could succeed again. The time to complete was 19 minutes and 2 seconds. I was absolutely reeling. My dearest friends, I'd done it. Again. I conquered my fear. I braved the testimonials. I took my time and I'd done it. Who done it? Me. I done it. The detective work. Not the killing. Now comes the tricky part. I'd done the hard work. I'd done the training. Or was I ready to take the next step and test my critical thinking ability? This would prove that I would be a great detective. A detective like the people that have inspired me to get to this point. Professor Layton, Nancy Drew, Basil, the Mouse Detective, Veronica Mars, Phoenix Wright, Benoit Blanc, and Dora, for Christ's sake. I had 3 tests lined up. I just had to succeed 2 out of the 3. I would know that I am a great detective. I pored over the first test. No thoughts, just feelings, just pure skill and deductive reasoning. My brain was on fire, knowing the answers were within me. And that's when I had my first success. 1 down. I could do this. I could become the greatest detective. On the second quiz. Again, using my raw talent, my raw ability, my raw critical thinking, I was able to conquer each question, knowing without knowing exactly the answers that I needed. And once again, I was successful. There was no need to complete a 3rd quiz. So with 2 wins, I have successfully proven that I, the great pastelsparkles, am, in fact, a great detective. My services are available to all. And between now and my next case, I will be working on completing this whole book. I'll see you all next time.